Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Doctor Strange issue 14, 2023. Really like this cover, and I like how it fits with the whole in the game, and their outfits just look really nice there. So, we're continuing on. Baron Mordo is pretty much the game master with what's going on, so let's see how we deal with them here in Cobalorum. And we pretty much just start off, and I like the different kind of use of the paneling. I love seeing different kind of like circles and everything. And so, Baron Mordo. It's a truly wonderful thing, this game, this Cobalorum. It has shown me the error of my ways. Always have I grasped for power so that I might master the world, when all along there was a whole world out there begging for a master. It's like, ah, shit! And we see that it's kind of like going after our heroes. And I love this for Taskmaster. Yo, Baron, if you want to match Strange's offer, I'd be more than happy to join Team Mordo. I offer very accommodating payment plans, as he's getting pretty much punched by, like, the dragon. No, Taskmaster, I think not. I think what this situation calls for is a total party kill. You don't want that. No, as he's trying to utilize the dragon to pretty much take them all out, as Strange is weaving spells to pretty much try and protect them. So we shift off, and we see that Strange decides to go after the dragon, meaning like Crimson Bands of Sidorak. Taskmaster, Hunter's Moon, Black Cat, I must deal with this dragon, and you must get the rulebook from Baron Mordo. Well, from Mordo. I mean, sure, no problem, Doc. The book. You must take the book. Well, I don't see how we've got much choice here. We had no choice the moment innocents were placed in danger. Yeah, sure. That's what I was talking about. I'm like, I'm with Hunter's Moon on this one, but I understand Taskmaster as well. And seeing Black Cat just like, oh shit. I'm like, her face, like, I know it's kind of similar to the other kind of panel, but she's like looking off like, what the fuck am I getting into now? Let's kick the wizard's ass. Taskmaster. He's a very interesting one, and I'm kind of glad that they kind of brought him on for this. This is not ideal. Cobalorum I was prepared for, but Mordo, Baron Mordo, always where he is least wanted, as we see him trying to contain the dragon. And I love that his face of like using concentration and like Baron Mordo, least where he is wanted. And I do like the use of circles here. Flames of the Faultine. You sure you don't want to give up, Mordo? Please. A fighter and a priest against a wizard, against the master of the game, I will put you in the graves that Strange has brought you to, and then raise your bones to taunt him. Yeah, Mordo would definitely do that. Death holds no terror for me, wizard. Can you say the same? Do not pretend you are the only one here who has ever died, Fist of Khonshu. Winds of Watum! Hey, Fist of Khonshu, do you know Moon Knight? Yes, my brother died, and I carry on his work. He's dead? Oh, thank God. It's like, I love how they're like trying to deal with Mordo, and Taskmaster's like, Moon Knight? What's going on with him? Oh, he's my brother, and he's dead. He's like, alrighty then. Ha! Where are my manners? Strange brought you here to play a game, did he not? So let's play. And then he decides to pretty much whisk them off on their own kind of thing. It's like, that's not good. And I really love the crazy psychedelic use of colors in this kind of comic. You really want strange, weird shit going on in magic. It isn't fair. I shouldn't have left my friends and Taskmaster. I love that. It's like, Strange knows. It's like, yeah, I shouldn't leave Taskmaster, but he's not my fucking friend. To deal with an evil magician who has ever been my responsibility. But this dragon possesses an occult significance like no other creature. It's not merely a monster, it is a message. And I like seeing it shift as Strange is kind of thinking about what's kind of going on with this dragon. So, then it kind of gets a little bit stranger, as we then shift and we see that Hunter's Moon and Taskmaster are kind of fighting with their own kind of armies because of what Mordo's done. The world of Cobalorum is at war. For weeks the city of Luxaria had been under siege. Hunter's Moon, the high priest king of the city, and living avatar of Khonshu, watched from the battlements, knowing that his enemy, the mercenary chief, the treacherous Taskmaster, was merely biding his time. Yeah, I tire of cowering. I am Khonshu's fist. Your Eminence, prepare a sortie. We must end this tonight. It's going to be tonight. He's too proud. He won't wait us out. I want my scurviest warriors and my gnarliest fighters with me. It's like, I kind of love how Taskmaster really actually kind of gets into the fighter's role. It's like, yeah, this is my fucking element. I got this shit. I'm looking for men who like to kill. It's like, shit. Cobalorum, speak to me, as we shift back to Strange as he is dealing and talking with the game now. This is what this is about, is it not? Your dragon, the mightiest of the creatures in your rulebook, is not merely Mordo's weapon, but your envoy. Need players, hate master. It's like, when even the game's like, fuck you, dude. Ooh, you an asshole, man. Pure fucking there. As do I. But you cannot have the children, Cobalorum. And then we shift over, back again. Hunter's Moon struck with the righteous rage of a god, but the mercenaries were like a wave. Each one struck down was replaced by another. In that they served their master's purpose. Taskmaster spent lives like they were coppers, as long as they furthered his desires. Even the fist of Conchu, implacable as he might be, would tire in the face of such odds. And that is when the Taskmaster would strike. And I kind of like going into his face and seeing him kind of smiling like that. It's like, shit. We get back to Strange. You are a unique and fantastic creature, Cobalorum. I empathize with the circumstances of your existence, but you are self-defeating. Your existence destroys the very players that you require. Yes, need players. Must survive, must exist. You can be anything. You can create whole worlds, worlds within worlds. Cobalorum, I've diagnosed your condition, and I believe I have a course of treatment. I kind of really love that. He's Dr. Strange. He's trying to fix this situation. He's like, here's the diagnosis. Release the children and entrust yourself to me. I know of a player who has need of you as you have need of a player. And I kind of called this, but it really worked out pretty well. I kind of like how this page is done as we kind of shift through with the conversation between Strange and Cobalorum. We get back to Taskmaster and Hunter's Moon. Two foes, one noble, one scurrilous. One fought with skills gifted by the dead, the other with skills stolen from the living. Yep, and we just see thunder punch, thunder punch. One would die on this battlefield, if not both. And as the final killing stroke was made, they realized that they were being played for suckers. Yep, there you go. It's like, what? And they got over themselves. What's going on? I think we've been toyed with. Oh dear. And Mordo's face is just like, what? It's like, wizards and fighters and priests. And you're surprised that the thief does her thing? Got your book, Mordo. And it's like, yes, because you thought that the thief wasn't worth thinking about. Always think about what the fucking thief is doing. Even if the thief is just sitting there, chilling. What they doing? You can't. Give me that back. Figures, you boys so wrapped up in your games that you don't notice a perfect 10 sneaking around. Unbelievable. Looks like I've got the real power now, pal. You do indeed. Well done, my friends. And Taskmaster. I kind of love that. It's like, boop. Hey, thanks. And like Taskmaster's not even like pissed. He's like, thank you for the mention. Ms. Hardy, the rulebook, if you please. Please take this nerd junk off my hands. You get all this magic stuff sorted. And I'm kind of like, I kind of get that, like, this isn't Felicia's forte, but I mean, she's been out with Spidey. Like, I think she'd have a little bit more of a kind of balance kind of thing on it. I did indeed. Cobalorum and I have come to an accord to the benefit of everyone. Now, Cobalorum, return your realms of wonder back within your pages and put the worlds to right. As we see everybody brought back, even the kids and all that. It's like, yay! You think me defeated, Strange? You think I will merely accept? And then Clea punches the shit out of him. It's like, yep. I think you will, Mordo, if you know what is good for you. It's like, you do not fuck with Clea. God damn. And then everybody's looking like, god damn, Strange. And Taskmaster's like, Mom. He's kind of got a neutral face, but it's like, I'm not fucking with this. So we get back to the Sanctum Sanctorum. I never know what to do with you, Mordo. There's no jail I can deliver you to, and I do not wish to imprison you myself, though you leave me little choice. Usually you have the good grace to die when one of your schemes is scotched. Clea's like, that could be arranged. I'm like, I was not expecting that level of burn in this comic. I'm like, god damn. It's like, usually when you fail, you die. It's like, oof. Oof. Damn you, Strange. Damn you, Clea. Take your hands off me. Gladly. Until I can think of something to do with you. Into the Crypt of Shadows with you. Which we know is not the best. As we see him dumped in there. And he, of course, goes on his Mordo thing. Bastard. Treating Carl Amadeus Mordo as such. I will be free, Strange. Yeah, problem there. It's easier said than done, pal. As we see bats and the snakes. It's like, ooh. And that ghost vampire still twirling around. Well, that's what told him. Now, where in all the hells did my dog get to? You really should be looking at that more, Strange. Now, granted, I know that other stuff's working out and you had to help people, but Doctor, I heard shouting. Ah, yes, that was Carl. Carl Mordo? What has he been up to? Oh, subjugating and oppressing the weak, his usual pursuit. Listen, General, I have something for you. It is a strange creature, but you are not unfamiliar with those. You could be good for one another. When was the last time you played a game, General? Cobalorum. And I'm like, I do like that he kind of utilizes Cobalorum and the General to kind of help each other, heal each other, kind of as a kind of group thing. I'm like, yay, I hope that works out well. Otherwise, it could be really fucking bad. But it could also be a kind of pocket thing that could... Sorry, I just had an idea that could potentially help out in Blood Hunt. Potentially. If you're like, hey, the world's in darkness and we got to deal with these vampires, what about something that can start creating alternate pocket dimensions and shit? Another crisis solved. Now to relax. Steven, come quickly. Cleo, what is it? Outside. What is happening? I don't know. Next, you must read Blood Hunt. Then come back next month for Strange vs. Vampires, as we see that leading into that. So I actually think that's an effective way to tie up this arc and set us back up into what's going to be coming in with Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt begins. Picking up immediately after the shocking events of Blood Hunt Issue 1, Strange and Cleo must help the heroes of Earth fight back against the vampire army. But is it already too late for our Sorcerer Supreme? So, I enjoyed this one because I didn't know exactly how it was going to go with Mordo being the game master and what he was going to do. I did like that Cobalorum pretty much took over and kind of utilized a kind of scenario to get Strange off and them to have their kind of accord, and I really liked, and even though I called it in my head that he was going to utilize General Strange to kind of give Cobalorum a player to kind of deal with that would be able to stand up to everything that's kind of going on rather than the kids, I'm like, hey, that's actually a pretty good idea. And I kind of like that Hunter's Moon and Taskmaster were kind of tipped off, and the thing is that Mordo completely forgot about Felicia and she just fucking stole the book like the thief that she was. That was fucking great. And I do like that we still have Bats and the Snakes in the Crypt of Shadows and that we're still dealing with that whole bit. So we'll see how that works out and what kind of goes on. The General and Cobalorum could be utilized later on in Blood Hunt for some kind of effects because of the powers that the General and Cobalorum both have. So we'll have to see what kind of works out with that. And I kind of just like that they were able to deliver a nice conclusion to this story arc of like a sentient D&D game that was dungeon mastered by Baron Mordo, and then giving us the whole tease of we're getting into Blood Hunt, which it's crazy that it's going to be happening so soon. So we'll kind of see what goes on, how this main comic will deal with Blood Hunt, how pervasive it's going to be with it, and how much it'll kind of affect what's going on with Doctor Strange. Kind of like what was going on with Gang War. I think this hopefully will have a better kind of deal on that front, where Doctor Strange doesn't get sidelined and just we're like, oh, okay. Because that was my kind of biggest kind of problem with Gang War, where I do like that it was about the kind of criminal elements and everything, and that we were getting other characters into it, but I'm like, this is Spidey's book. Can we have Spidey kind of doing some more stuff? So hopefully that doesn't happen with Doctor Strange's stuff with Blood Hunt and the other Blood Hunt tie-ins. So we'll see what kind of goes on, but I really enjoyed this one. I just loved that it was a fun story that we had our characters have to kind of deal with a kind of strange kind of cadre with Hunter's Moon, Taskmaster, Felicia Hardy, and Strange dealing with a D&D scenario, and I think that they effectively delivered on that premise and just had great art and great colors throughout. So, yeah. So, those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.